Reviewing Roblox games, Grand Peace Online. Yeah, believe it or not, despite this game basically being the start of my account, despite me making several videos on this game purely about it, I actually haven't made a review on it. And that was mostly out of fear that if I ever did, the video would turn out too long. But then I started thinking about how much this game has put me through. The disappointments, the headaches, the pain. And I realized this game, this thing Faux Eating has created, deserves everything I'm about to give it. For the sake of being fair, I want to start off with what I do like about this game, which is one thing, literally one thing: the graphics. Credit where credit is due, this game basically revolutionized the way graphics were made on Roblox. It raised the standards, and it's the reason our games look as great as they do. The effects, the animations, the models, all made by talented creators who deserve to be praised. And that's enough positivity because there is almost too much, and I really mean almost too much about this game that makes me unreasonably angry. Starting off with what I think is this game's biggest issue, it is a never-ending disappointment. Modes that could have been amazing, like Battle Royale and Impel Down, end up feeling more like reasons to jump into a black hole. With Battle Royale, and honestly, I could make an entire video about why this mode is fundamentally broken, it is way too RNG based. There are items in this mode which act as a way to basically guarantee a win if you get them, and items that act as a way to guarantee a loss if you don't get them. Teamers just don't get punished. What is clearly a form of cheating has gone unpunished since the mode's release, which 100% has not driven me insane or has ever made me angry. Then modes like Impel are just repetitive and generally unrewarding. You end up needing to grind for weeks without rest just to get one reward worthwhile. Some bosses are so overtuned and have clear design flaws that can just ruin that mode, but they are not nerfed because Faux hates his player base. And stepping away from recently added modes, forms of content like dungeons, which has been around since the game basically released, have not been updated since they were released. I mean, just a quick question, have you even seen anyone queue up for dungeons in like the last 2 years? No? Exactly. The mode just takes up space at this point. Then you have updates which entirely center around super rare items that you need to trade your soul just to get. And you don't actually ever get them because, again, they are super rare. Imagine how fun the updates centered around Darkblade could have been if players could actually get Darkblade without giving up sleep for a week. This ends up making it so you're not actually experiencing the updates the way you would like. You want to jump into the new update to try the new stuff, but you can't because for the third time, they are super rare. Way too rare. The trade market sucks. The PvP is severely unbalanced. Fruits that didn't need to get nerfed so hard nobody runs them anymore. Meanwhile, fruits actually ruining entire modes walk away with buffs. Weapons so undertuned you see nobody ever use them, while meta weapons continue to get more meta. There is so much about this game that frustrates me. I have rewritten this script about 20 times because I end up talking for way too long, longer than any game needs to be talked about in the topic of how bad it is. What's worse is I know this game doesn't need to be bad. It doesn't need to be a walking disappointment. It could be so much more. It could be fun, but it chooses not to be. It chooses to leave behind fun concepts, to ruin fun concepts, to not punish people ruining those concepts. It chooses to give us the absolute bare minimum every time, when we know we could be getting so much more. In its earlier days, you really could justify most of its issues with how new it was. You could just keep saying it has so much potential. We're about to enter the 4th anniversary. There is no more potential. This game is the Megumi of Roblox. Nothing but untapped potential. On paper, there is so much going for it, but then Foe tears that paper and tells us we get to keep the shreds. As much as I want this game to be good, as much as I need this game to be good, it isn't, and I don't think it ever will be. And with that, I give this game my most personal 4 out of 10. Not good enough to be in the middle because calling it mid would be praising it. Still better than Blox Fruits.